guys, and welcome back to another episode of Too Real for Radio. I am your host, Paris Digital, the rapper and producer, and I'm hosting this for y'all. I know it's been a little while since I recorded my last episode. It's been a whole lot of going on, but I'm back and I'm here. This is season 2. We getting it in. All right. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. Catch up. Or just, fall in line, whichever one you want to do. I'm going to apologize right now if y'all hear cats in the background. It's because I have cats and I'm recording this from home. So anyway, I'm going to jump right into it. So it's October of 2020, the day I'm recording this. And recently, in September, I believe, was it September or August? I'm pretty sure it was September. Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B linked up and did a song together, and the world has been going crazy. There's been mixed emotions about it, different things said about it, and of course, your girl has an opinion, so I'm gonna speak on it, and if you don't like it, you can carry on with your life. You ain't gotta listen. But if you do care and you rather agree or disagree and you want to chime in, I appreciate it, and you can do so in the comments. So I'm going to start off with when I heard that Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B had a collaboration coming out. This was shortly after hearing about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot in her feet by Tory Lanez. I'm going to say allegedly because there's a side saying, no, he didn't shoot her because, she didn't break any bones or tendons and all this other stuff. And there's another side saying, if he didn't do it, who did? So, of course, he did it. I'm not going to speak on that. That's a whole other topic. But I believe WAP, the video and the song and everything, was created and done before that incident. So, yeah. And it just, I guess, the time of promotion came about right after the incident between Megan and Tory. So, sorry y'all if I sound congested. I am a little congested. It's not COVID, I promise. I got really bad allergies and it's dusty. Like I was saying, when I first heard that Megan and Cardi did a collaboration, they had the whole world's attention just knowing them two were in the studio together. Or even if they weren't in the studio together and recorded separately, they had the whole world's attention waiting to see what they did together, and it's like two of the best female artists that are out right now linked up and did something together. And this is also a big deal considering Megan has also done a song with Nicki Minaj, which was who Cardi B recently had a rivalry with. So it's a big deal, it's usually most times whoever does a song with Nicki, they don't do songs with whoever she's beefing with. But Megan is like, closing the gap in female rap and did a song with both Nicki and Cardi. So like I said, they had the whole world's attention and they decided to make WAP. I'm not going to talk about what WAP stands for. We all should know by now. But if you don't know, you feel free to look it up or feel free to go listen to the song if you haven't heard it. But I'm sure you have if you're listening to me talk about this. Anyway, I think it was a disappointment. It was a great disappointment. That's how I feel about it. It's not even about how explicit and raw that it was. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna call it vulgar because it's vulgar is more of an opinionated word, and it was explicit. So I'm not even gonna talk about how explicit it was or any of that right now. But what I'm gonna say is I was disappointed in it because of the fact that these are two female rappers who seriously got some serious bars. Like, they could have talked about anything. And it didn't even have to be any deep political, Black Lives Matter, or it didn't even have to be anything deep. They could have talked about tying shoes. But they decided to go in the studio and do something super typical. And I feel like that was like a waste of time. Like, it's like the whole world was like, oh my God, Megan and Cardi together, what's going on? And then I'm thinking the same thing, and then I'm like, oh, this all y'all did? I was very disappointed. They could have done so much more. And I've had this conversation with different people about this. And I've had some people tell me, well, if that's not what you're into, then you don't have to listen to it, da 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 da. And then I've had a lot of guys, specifically a lot of guys, like to argue with me about what I'm saying. Sex sells, so that's what they gotta do because that's what everybody wants to hear because sex sells, da 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 da. That's what's hot right now. That's what all the girls want to hear, da 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 da. All of that. I get that, but they've done enough of that. And it's like, a collaboration that big could have been bigger. And they could have, stayed on the charts and talked about anything because it's them. Anything they could have done would have gone far because of who they are and because of their creativity and what they can do. So I was very disappointed because of the fact that it's these two really top rappers and could have done anything. I kind of tuned out of Megan for a while. I see Megan Thee Stallion. I see what she's doing. She's doing her thing. And I was a fan. Okay, and I'm gonna say was because I kind of fell off of her because everything she was doing was the same. It was kind of boring. I got tired of the taking man this, ride that I got tired of it. I got tired. It was boring. It's like I want to hear something else. Which is why we have other options and other people to listen to. So I understand. I'm listening to them. But, I was like, okay, so Megan and Cardi getting together, maybe they did something a little different. No, they did some real typical type of stuff. Super typical, waste of studio time. That's how I felt about it. And I'm speaking as a female rapper myself. Anyway, the video was hypersexual, of course. Well, I wouldn't say hypersexual. The video was, it was supposed to be sexual. They had the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory type of theme, I guess. They had the Alice in Wonderland type of look, I guess, in some scenes. Was it Kylie Jenner, Kendall, or Kylie? One of them Jenner girls. One of them been in the video, and a lot of people were not satisfied with that. I know Suki Hana was in it. A couple other female media personalities or, Instagram celebrities, whatever. They were in it as well. The video was good. It was well produced. As far as it being content, it was well produced. I just feel like it was a waste of time. So, pretty much the issue everybody is having with this is how sexual it was and how raw and explicit it was. And it's caused a lot of people to feel like they're teaching girls to be a hoe and women shouldn't behave that way, and now everybody wants to be all old school and old fashioned. There's so much I got to say about that, and I'm gonna get right into it after I give y'all this little spiel from the sponsors. Alright? What's up, y'all? If you haven't heard about it yet, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast, and I'm going to tell y'all why. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit the podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute it for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else people listen to podcasts at. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's everything you need to make your podcast in one place. So all you got to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm. All of this is free. It's fun, easy. I'm doing it. So, like I said, just download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right. Keep it real. So like I was saying before, there was a lot of issues about Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's song WAP. A lot of mixed emotions about it. You have some people who were supporting the movement, and then there was some people who feel like they're teaching girls to be a hoe. That is what's being said about the song. So I'm gonna jump right into that part. So here's what I got to say. First of all, WAP And everything that song is about and everything that Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion talk about in general has a targeted audience. Not saying they only make music for this type of group, but based on the content, you can tell who they're targeting. They're pretty much targeting young adult women. Like, their music is pretty much targeting their demographic. Like, they're both young black women, and that's pretty much who they're targeting with their music. The style, the content, the twerking, all of that. So, not saying it's just black women, but it's targeting young women who are in that age of, partying, clubbing, sexual freedom, and all that stuff. They're targeting that age group. They're not targeting your 7-year-old daughter. They're not targeting, all the men out there. I mean, of course, they're going to attract men because they're displaying sexuality, and that's what men are going to be attracted to. So naturally, like I said, they're not targeting kids. All right. There is a reason the parental advisory logo is on the front of their covers and stuff. They're not targeting children. So please stop getting mad because your 7-year-old daughter is singing WAP and doesn't know what she's talking about. Or, they're not targeting kids. So if your child is out here twerking and doing provocative poses and trying to dress provocatively, that's your problem. Okay? You can't sit here and tell them to stop making the content they're making because you can't control what your child listens to or watches, And I feel some people are like, well, you don't understand because you're not a parent, da 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 da. I don't have to be a parent. And it's simple. Like, there's this type of content has been around for years, like forever. You got it going back as far as, Trina, Lil Kim, it goes back. And, growing up, my mom didn't let me listen to this type of content. I mean, she played a couple Trina songs and stuff, but, my mom didn't sit there and watch stuff like that in front of me, or, neither one of my parents, actually, they didn't sit there and watch that kind of stuff in front of me or play that type of stuff in front of me. So, like I said, it's about what you allow your kids to be exposed to. Also, when I was growing up, we didn't have these tablets and stuff. A lot of this stuff didn't come about till I was in high school. But, be a parent, pretty much. I've said this so many times. Be a parent. Stop expecting media and television and radio and social media to raise your kids. A lot of parents nowadays just throw a tablet in their child's face and call it a day. And now you sitting here wondering why your child is acting the way they act and behaving a way you don't believe in and all this other stuff. Like, you gotta be a parent. I've seen videos of a lot of people talking about, now I gotta teach my child this and the third because y'all want to be out here and make these provocative songs and stuff. Yes, you have to be a parent and teach your child that's not right. You can't monitor your child 24/7 and control what they see all the time. Like, they're going to go to school and their friends are going to show them stuff. Okay, whatever. But that's your job as a parent to sit there and say, hey, this is not right. This is not how you're supposed to behave. As long as you are a child under my roof, this is not how you're going to behave. When you want to be 20-something, you can do what you want to do. But right now, you're a child. Yes, you saw the WAP video, but that is not how you are going to behave. That is your job as a parent to tell them that, And I also saw something where Cardi B said she wouldn't let her daughter listen to WAP. And so many people were mad about that. Why? Because she's being a parent. She doesn't make her music for her daughter. I mean, I'm sure her daughter has a few of their songs that she does like. I remember seeing so many videos about how how Culture's favorite song, I think, is what's that song? I think it's called, is it Clout by her and Offset? I don't know. They play that song, and then I've seen videos of them performing, and they bring Culture out because that's her favorite song and all this other stuff. But like I said, Cardi says she doesn't make her music for her daughter. Her daughter is like, what, 2, 3 years old? She doesn't make her song for 2 or 3 year olds. She makes her song for grown women like her. You know? So you can't sit here and get mad because she's sitting here saying, oh, I wouldn't let my daughter listen to that. I wouldn't let my daughter watch this and that and the third. Because y'all feel like she's pushing this content onto your kids. She's not pushing the content onto your kids. She's making this content because that's what is selling to her targeted demographic. That is what's selling in general. So it's your responsibility as a parent. Take that cell phone, take that tablet and the computer, put parental controls and parental locks on there. You know, that's why you get on YouTube and you touch a video, and even in the WAP video, when you click on a video, it says this content is made for people 18 and above, and you have to click that you are 18 and above before you watch that video. There are settings on these devices to where content like that is not accessible to your child, and y'all just don't take the time to go through the settings and put the parental locks on there. You know, you could do that. Or hey, even if you let your child see these things because you don't want to hide them from the world, I understand, but that is your job as a parent to tell them, hey, this stuff is not real. This stuff is not, who I'm raising you to be. It's so many men who have this stupid mentality talking about, oh, I don't want a daughter because I don't want her to go through the whole phase. I don't want to deal with her being a slut and all this other stuff. That is the stupidest thing that I've heard. Stupidest thing. Because how I feel about it is, if y'all gonna sit here and rag Megan and Cardi for making WAP and, doing what they do and holding them responsible for the way y'all's daughters behave, y'all need to do the same thing with these male rappers. Y'all need to hold them responsible for the way your sons behave. Your sons are sitting here trying to take part in lifestyles that you're not raising them to be a part of. You need to hold these male rappers accountable for that. Y'all's kids are out here doing drugs and all this other stuff, but y'all don't hold these male rappers accountable for that. But y'all want to hold Megan and Cardi accountable for your daughter taking pictures of her butt and twerking and doing all this other stuff. Be a parent. Stop relying on media to raise your child. That is not media's job. Their job is to push content out there and entertain. Their job is to be informative. Their job is also to entertain. Their job is to just make the money. That's what their job is. Their job is not to raise your child. You want media to raise your child? Put your child on PBS Kids. I just feel like it's too much. It's not right to sit here and blame media for how your daughters are behaving and holding Megan and Cardi accountable for what they do. They've been doing this forever. Just because this got everybody's attention, it's on TikTok, it's on everything else. First of all, if you, like I said, you got a problem with your child listening to this stuff, do something about it. It's not their job to raise your child and teach your child the morals and beliefs that you want them to have. Another thing I want to talk about is owning sexual freedom. A lot of people are quoting the stuff that Megan and Cardi say. I know Cardi said in the song, she don't cook, she don't clean, but she got, Anyway, that part. First of all, Cardi doesn't cook and clean because she's rich and has maids to do that for her. So y'all think about that before all y'all running around here bragging about how y'all don't cook and clean. Anyway, I'm not knocking them for owning their sexual freedom, and I don't knock any woman for owning her sexual freedom, And I've asked a lot of men on social media, I've asked them, why are y'all so bothered by this? The men who are not out here enjoying the whole WAP movement from a male perspective, I'd like to know why they were so bothered. And pretty much they don't like the fact that women are owning what they call being a hoe. only men call women hoes. Y'all notice that? Women don't call each other hoes. Only men call each other hoes. And what I've been told by the men that I've asked about, pretty much it takes away from the egoistic, how do I word it? It takes away from them feeling empowered. It takes away from men feeling empowered. For some weird reason, belittling women is how men feel empowered. So with women taking everything that men use to belittle us, by embracing it and flipping it and throwing it back in their face, they're bothered because it takes away from the male empowerment. And I'm going to break down what I mean by that. So I think men deal with women doing the same thing that they do by calling us hoes. And that's pretty much how that came about. Men couldn't deal with the fact that women do the same thing that they do. So they decide to call us hoes. Okay, so we pretty much take everything that makes a woman a hoe and we blew it up and we ran with it. And they're bothered. I personally don't live that lifestyle, or, I don't partake in any of these things, but how am I saying this? But I am completely supportive of women owning their sexual freedom and being happy and doing what makes them free, because there's no reason not to. All this stuff about, oh, you behave like this and you're gonna attract certain types of men aren't gonna respect you, There's so much more that I can get into on another podcast, but I'm not knocking women for owning their sexual freedom and sexuality and being sexually open and free. We shouldn't be knocking anybody for that, especially when men have been doing it for years. Men have been making so many songs about what they do to women and how they disrespect them and this, that, and the third. And now women are making songs about what we've done and what we do, and it's a problem. I don't understand it. Wait, I do understand it. Like I said, it's all about the male ego, and it's a problem for them. Anyway, this podcast has gone on long enough. I think I just ranted throughout this whole thing. Not sure if I made a whole lot of sense. Not even sure if I talked in circles. But I wanted to get on the mic again and tell y'all everything I had to say about this. You can agree. You can disagree. You can feel however you want to feel about what I said. If you leave it in the comments, that'd be appreciated. I'm not really arguing with anybody. I just like hearing everybody's different opinions. I'm gonna pretty much just like your comment and be like, okay. I'm not about to go back and forth with nobody because I ain't got time for that and it ain't paying me. Y'all ain't paying me for this. So yeah, y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Wherever you're listening to this from, make sure you subscribe to Too Real for Radio. Also, follow Too Real for Radio on Instagram. Follow Vibe Major Productions, which is my production company that I am producing this under. Make sure you follow Vibe Major 843 on Instagram, 843 Vibe Major on Twitter. Okay. Follow me, Paris Digital 100. Also, I'm gonna give a little shout out to all of my artists signed to Vibe Major Productions. Y'all working really hard. Shout out to Young Swag. She just dropped the EP. She's got a video on the way. It'll probably already be out by the time y'all hear this. Shout out to YHN Man. He's got a single out. Got more work coming for y'all. Shout out to Rado. He's got some videos out. He's got more work coming y'all's way. Alright. Also shout out to Jazz. Shout out to Urban Therapy. That is our podcast that we are also doing. I'm doing it with Jazz. Well, co-hosting it with Jazz. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to push. Alright, yeah, so like I said, y'all like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And follow me everywhere. And keep it real.